who are we if we are stripped of the identity we have created for ourselves? That's a really raw, scary, uncertain place to be. My path, I think, like with my own Fruitful Darkness journey, was really about my own self. And I found that all these experiences were happening to me that were stripping me of things that I identified myself with, you know? So, like, for instance, like, I got really sick, right? And I had to, like, cut my hair, which was, like, a very physical, strong statement to my identity, you know? And so I had to cut that, you know, and then you're different. You change, you know. My outer attachment to who I was changed, so I couldn't hold on to that anymore. And then I couldn't really tour that much because I was so exhausted from being sick. So my identity as kind of like a musician started to kind of evaporate. I'm like, oh God, you know, if I'm not that, then who am I? You know, all of like my spiritual practice, you know, whatever, you know, that was for me. That at that time it was hard for me to connect to that space, and I realized how much I identified with that space. And so once I couldn't connect to that, then you're really freaking out, you know, because all these things are slowly leaving you. And so which way do you go? There's only one way to go, and that's, you have to turn around, you know, you have to look at your own palm or go in. So hard. And it still is hard. It's still very, very hard. But it's just, that's the thing that I am obsessed with, you know, is that journey.
Like fire on the mountain and bliss upon a star, a symphony of thunder. I look to where you are. All over the country, the thieves, they like to roam. It's you I must remember, the one to lead me home. The great mother is calling, don't waste your precious days. Time is of the essence, heed these words I say. The master lives and breathes in everything we are. I'm calling to his madman, the madman of the heart, the madman of the heart. Weave me through the dark, madman of the heart. Weave me through the dark, where if you reason now, you shall surely sink.
I think the hardest part about that process for me is it's not really hard for me to look out and see the divinity within everybody else. It's hard for me to look within and see my own divinity, because you're haunted by self-doubt and shame and guilt, and you know, it's so hard, it's so easy to forgive other people, but it's so hard to forgive ourselves. All of these things were running around in my head over and over, and finally I just sat with it, and I remembered I'm not alone, and I'm not the only one experiencing this. We all do, and this is just the human condition.
You know, it's obviously never an easy thing to watch somebody you love suffer. And I think, like, my natural inclination and the human inclination is to try and just, like, heal. But there's if the fruitful darkness really is what it is, which is fruitful, then we have to face it. And I think as his partner, really, I felt like my role was to be there when I could and where I could, and then also let him, like, walk through the fire. Because you can't get away from it. Like, no matter how hard you try and escape the darkness or push it away, like, it's gonna come, and you're gonna have to learn these lessons that we came here in these bodies to learn. And I really honor that, and I really honor his path as an individual, and I understand that we both have very different things to learn in our lives and on our journeys. And the moment we start to hinder that for one another is the moment, we start suffocating one another's dharma or path. And so there's kind of this like unattached love that has to come into play, where you have to just sit with it and just be in support where you can, and then also just let life happen. One of my favorite Zen poets, he said, I live by letting things happen.
I want to find out why I'm here, and why we all are here, and it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain, but this album and the Fruitful Darkness journey has been so healing to kind of talk about this path and be vulnerable in discussing this path, because so many people have come forward and given me their own interpretations of the Fruitful Darkness, or shared their own journey with their own Fruitful Darkness that has so helped my own understanding of my path and our path as a collective. And it's all really deep stuff. I just wish I could just chill, Come on. Yeah. But that's just what it is. That's how I am. This isn't the end of the journey. I know there's more to come. All of it, the good, the bad, the ups, the downs. Ram Dass said, it's important to expect nothing, to take every experience, including the negative ones, as merely steps on the path, and to proceed. So I know when I face the darkness again, I'll enter into it and find my way back out into the light.
The fruitful darkness is all around us. The fruitful darkness is all